Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day. We'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts. So Bitcoin got a bit of a dumperoo from where we were last looking and projecting. And let's see where we are in this little impulse here. That is a 786 level, and we will go see how that coincides with what we were projecting here. We saw the liquidity zone down in this region, and boom, projection hit to a T. Also, we had a rocket ship flash. We'll go see how that locks in, but we're jumping the gun here. Let's go into high block capital and see where the liquidity lines up. And what do I mean by high block? Well, people lock their liquidity into the charts to get burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss, and we get to see where those crispy characters lie in wait and or got burnt. So let's go do that now. Shout out to everyone here. Booyah booyah. What's up, Spragadocious? Hopefully everything is going well with you. So we had a large amount of shorts enter here on this last leg down. $306 million pools here, 100xers at 26.99. So retracing back up to that 27K to get this 100x pool of $300 million seems to be the play here. You did have some longs coming into this that were also being gobbled up on higher time frames, so we'll see what that is. Previously they had some 100xer pool over here at the $239 million mark, which they came back into, gladly reclaimed and scooped up, and then continued further down.
Fatality.
And just as they take out one side, they take out the other. And so now we are imbalanced by to the tune of $7.5 billion in short liquidity that we could retrace up to, as per the rocket ship insinuating last night my time. Let's go ahead and switch to max liquidity here. Max liquidity. So the max liquidity, we talked about this for a long time, this imbalance to the 7-day, and this is why we were looking for shorts, and then they came down and gobbled up the 7-day without hesitation. And then going to the monthly time frame, the monthly time frame still has that imbalance located below sub 26K here. Starting from 28.5, you got double digits all the way down to 25 even. So we could just be retracing to continue lower. How far do we retrace into that $300 million pool? Only time will tell, but let's keep looking as we expand our vision further down the time frames. The 3-month and the 6-month also have that juicy pool below 24K at 23.6. You can see this also at the 24.3 mark. You got $100 billion pools at 24.3 and below on the 6-month. And then if we go to the 2-year, you got that $261 billion down at 23.6. Granted, you have this $600 billion starting to percolate up above at 33.2, but coming down into those lower time frame pools of the monthly and below will be our guide. So we're going to keep this monthly up right now and then head into the charts. If we're going a bit fast for you, you can always pause and play back. Rather than speed up our video, you can slow it down to your liking. So we're pressed for time, and we had to take my son to school and head to work. So how's that for a projection? We were projecting this pool down here, 26.568, and we got all the way to 26.537. So we are off by 30 bucks. Pretty good though, pretty good. So we can delete this pool. That one got hit, boom, boom. We were saying watch that 706 trap door, if you recall from yesterday, the 706. Do we bounce off it, or does the trap door open? We said more likely than not the trap door would be opening. Let's go see what happened. It did open, can bearishly retest and dump to the downside. Let's go make sure that that is true. It accelerated through that trap door. And this is why the 706 idea here, this 706 I call the trap door, because it hung out there for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 minutes, and then said, nope, and then that was the acceleration point. Okay, so we're gonna go, I think it's gonna be pretty easy today. We'll see, taking our time still, but throwing on the oscillator here, boom, heads up display is on, and link is in the description, momentummaster.info. You can scroll down to features, toggle all these things at your leisure, seeing Bitcoin's bottom at 15K before we knew it, and then the trend cloud and all that fun stuff. Today's prominence, does the rocket ship lock in on these lower time frames? Let's go find out. Was it just a flash? Was it just an apparition? We are getting that 6 time frames oversold plus a liquidity grab. This is looking mighty familiar, don't you think? Liquidity grab, rise. So you have that shoulder head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulders possibility coming to fruition here. Let's go ahead and delete that pool that we tapped into, and we came down to that liquidity pool too, sweeping that fair value gap. This ABC played out, so we'll delete it and move on into the future. So we're reclaiming the cloud on the 10-minute and starting to shift in an angle here. So this angular momentum on the cloud is what we're looking at for confirmation to continue. If we go to the 15-minute, just now breaking that cloud, but the angle is also kind of starting to thin ever so slightly. We haven't created a true double bottom, so this could be a fake out grab to go reconsider the double bottom. We're going to go up through the time frames this time, because on the higher time frame above that we have the hourly, which is still pointing down in a bearish manner. This is mighty thick, and the angle is still pointing to 4 o'clock. It's not starting to abate just yet and curve, so the 1 hour time frame could still bring downside or a rejection, even coming to here. Even if it makes it to here, it could reject for that hard double bottom. As of this moment in time, you do have the baselines in effect for the hourly now, so that cross down is now working toward in your favor to the upside here with the price above the baselines. This is what we talk about here with baselines. It's your first sign of reversal. So are we going to get that hourly bounce? It looks like we're already starting, and I wish let's go see if the rocket ship even locked in on a 1 minute. I'm confused how sometimes it locks and sometimes it doesn't. It flashed for this entire leg down, but it didn't lock in for whatever reason. So let me just go back in time and replay and see if it brings it up that way. Yeah, we were getting rocket ships the entire way down. So why didn't it lock in on those higher time frames? It should remain. I'm not getting, maybe there were too many. Sometimes it deletes them for whatever reason, even though they're there. So in the moment it was appearing undeniably. We saw it, and anyone in the Momentum Master crew was there. This is time-stamped stuff here. So we're seeing this leading into that dump, and you didn't really get any lower than that. Anyway, so it is locking in, so that is what, but then it's just got there for whatever reason. It's strange. All right, so my code confuses me sometimes how it works and doesn't work. When it works, it's still amazing how it does it. I'm flabbergasted. It would be like if you designed a Rubik's Cube, and I know how each side of the Rubik's Cube works, but then when I pan out and look at the whole cube, I'm shocked that I made that, because there's so many facets to it that I cannot comprehend all sides at once. So I don't understand how the sides come together the way they do. They just do it. The cloud with the kiss and the stochastic array and everything, it's just pretty amazing. Anyway, sorry, enough tooting my own horn. Let's go to the 15-minute. So yeah, coming back to the hourly play, got that oversold region. Let's go look at the oscillator here. You're getting the rising sun and this money flow beneath the RSI starting to insinuate a bounce into that liquidity of the 1 minute, coming up to that 26.99 region. We'll just put that pool on the radar here, 26.99. Let's just say it's up there. Let's put it slightly below that. Actually, 26.99. All right, so there is a little $300 million 100x pool to retrace into that makes the most sense right now. So getting this little bounce leading into the daily close seems to make sense. After you reclaim that 100x pool, do you come back for a double bottom? The 4 hour still beneath the price beneath the baselines here. You are creating this nice oversold nature of the Williams here on the 4 hour. So you could get this cascading event from the hourly into the 4 hour. We are on October 12th, midweek reversal Thursday. So having a slight reversal here to the upside could be the case. The 6 hour also in your favor with the oversold nature of both oscillators and the money flow in the RSI beneath 50. If we go to the 12 hour about to close, also in a oversold state on the stochastic. This will reset some of the Williams as well, bringing it lower. So we'll see how that plays in effect. We basically made it to the bearish trend-based fib level of the golden pocket region. So we could technically delete this right now. We're going to leave it up for now, but I might consider deleting it later. If we go to the 22 also getting oversold and the money flow beneath the RSI suggesting a possible play in the next day or two. If you look at the daily time frame, the daily time frame has come back to that kiss that cloud that has been coming up at the 2 o'clock angle. This could be your rise, retrace, and continuation idea on the daily time frame. So just something to note. The baselines though are crossed down in a manner here to take you to the downside some more. So be careful of the daily reset. The daily is also at 26 on the stochastic, so this last leg down, how much does it reset? And it looks like it will cross the MACD to the bearish state. Looking at the 3-day, the 3-day closes in a day's time. We were talking about that rejection off the cloud on the 3-day, which is why we were looking for a short up here at 28.5 after that 786 rejection, and then boom, it came to fruition thus far. 3-day baseline, the fat boy baseline still holding. If we manage to come down to the 26.5 and hold that as support, there still is some reclamation idea available for the 3-day time frame. But you have the daily reset of with the baseline cross down to watch out for, and you still have the cross down events on the 22 cross down, and the 12-hour cross down, and the 6-hour cross down. So you need to start trudging your way out. So if we go back in time to other times we were having a bottom, like for example here, our baselines were pretty close together. We had this dump down, they crossed up, and then we had this surge up and then created a double bottom liquidity grab and then came out. So we haven't even had the double bottom on the 6-hour just yet, so I would be careful jumping the gun here. This could just be a V-shaped that comes back into some of the liquidity and then retraces further down. You never know though, so you got to be prepared for each side and pay yourselves and stops into profit along the way. So as of this moment in time, the hourly is looking to play out into that $300 million pool at the 100x level. The 15-minute cloud now flipping beneath the price here, breaking that bearish super trend on the 15. If we go back to the 10-minute here, you could see that the cloud was flipped and we're starting to insinuate that angle to the upside here. So watch for the play to the upside is the thing to do. How far up do we go, and do we reject off that liquidity and continue, and then does that cascade in a manner where you basically come down and create a golden pocket bounce at some point. So taking this to whatever level you have, making that making this a golden pocket idea, and then saying, do we come down to this and bounce or what? Wherever that impulse will lead, and then waiting for that confirmation. 4 hour is one other pool to look out for. Is we have the 50x partner in crime at 27,271. 27,271 would put you up here at the top of this wick. Let's just call it off by $1. It's not that big of a deal. So yes, there is a 50x partner in crime here. There's two pools to look out for now. So the short liquidity pools are heavier on this last leg down. So do we start to head back up into that to retrace on a lower time frame into some of this liquidity before possibly coming to the double digits below? We're here for it. This is just a single V shape, so do we get another possible double bottom event at some point? Look for the retrace after or rejection of the cloud up here. Do we come up to here and then reject, or do we reject off the first pool? That's all the time I have for you today, but basically looking for that midweek reversal Thursday. You have a shoulder, possible head, and then shoulder if you can make it above this cloud. If you have more conviction to come up to here, even better, because then you can reject and SR flip this level here. So first things first, getting here, and yeah, how much of this is going to be V-shaped and then create a double bottom here. So far the projection for the week has been spot on. From the weekend we had you at this 236 level into the short perfectly, into the A wave, looked at the 706. We said it's going to reject possibly off the 618. We said it could possibly double top here and fade as an M pattern. It did. And then we said watch out for the trapdoor. Boom, the trapdoor opened at 706 and bang, hit the liquidity pool down here. Like, I don't know how more accurate you could be if you were paid to do it. So let's go ahead and bid you adieu. I think coming back into this makes the most sense right now. If we look at the DXY also tanking, and Bitcoin not getting legs amongst that, as it missed out on the upside play as the Nasdaq was doing it on Friday, and so on and so forth. And now we're making higher highs on the Nasdaq and Bitcoin taking a tumble. So there isn't direct correlation to the stock market just yet. So the stock market is doing its own thing right now, and Bitcoin's ignoring that. One interesting thing to note, if you're not doing the futures, we were looking at this just as we ended the stream here on this line. We were looking at some nukes that appeared on the NQ, and in case you're wondering if those are repaints, they are not. They were appearing here as we ended the stream. We put that out to the group. We kept them updated, and sure enough, boom, it dumped to the downside. So NQ futures is something to look at if you're interested in getting funded. Links are in the description for more, as are some of the other affiliate links like the footprints charts and this indicator, of course. So now we're getting the nukes yet again as we approach the highs, as we are fatigued on the daily time frame, as well as these lower time frames, the medium time frame. So getting another retrace at some point, midweek reversal coming tumbling further down, makes some sense to me. We broke through the cloud. Are we coming back to retest it? We will find out together for New York Open. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you for New York Open for NASDAQ Futures.